This year we did not get to as many read alouds as I would have liked to, but we did listen to tales about brave girls, funny mice, big walks with turkeys, and families just like ours. Some made us laugh, and some made us think, and some were really hard to get through. So if you want to know which stories we loved the most and which was our number one favorite, then let's dive in. All right, so starting with number 5, Across 5 Aprils. Now, this book is set during the Civil War and follows a young boy named Jethro as his family is torn apart by conflict. So for every one of these read alouds, I asked my children their honest opinions, and they are very opinionated. And one of the general consensus is that we found the historical depth as well as the listening aspect of it to be really, really tricky. So like I said at the beginning, we listened to all these books. I did not get a chance to open a book and do a physical read aloud with our kiddos, just with how things were set up this year. But listening to it, our kiddos had a hard time differentiating between who was talking and different things like that. And the accents were a little difficult for them. So this was not a favorite, and it took us forever to get through it, unfortunately. But if you're interested in a story that really goes into the themes of growth and loss and the impact of war on families and communities, then this one might be for you. Coming in at number 4 is Island of the Blue Dolphin. We read this over the summer of last year on our way to Dallas, Texas. Karana, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. So this is the story of Karana, a young girl stranded alone on an island for years. She faces many challenges, from battling the wild to finding food and making shelter. So while this story is really inspiring and captivating and moving, my kiddos had a really hard time with the loneliness aspect of the story and the loss. There's a lot of loss in here, so the loss that happened within the story was really hard for them. That kind of made it a tough listen at times. And so that's why it's number 4 on our list. But I liked it. It was good. It was a good read. So our number 3 book is The Great Turkey Walk. I cannot find it because all of these books, I have the actual physical copy, even though I didn't read them, but I just can't find it right now. I don't know where it went, but it's The Great Turkey Walk. This humorous adventure is about Simon, a 15-year-old boy who decides to walk 1,000 turkeys from Missouri to Denver. And the story is filled with funny situations, unexpected friendships, and it was really good about teaching us determination and thinking big, which some of my kids, they think big, and how to push past when others doubt you and different things like that. So those were the different things that my kiddos were telling me that they took from it. It's just like they admired his determination and that, and how he persevered even in the face of adversity. They found it really, really funny. So if you're looking for a funny one. Now, number 2 honestly shocked me because I didn't think that that's what my big kids were going to say, because I mostly talked to them about their favorites. And it was Ralph the Mouse. So Ralph is a tiny mouse with a big love for adventure and motorcycles. And he's living in a hotel, and his curiosity leads him into all sorts of fun and trouble. So we listened to this story on our way to the hospital with my daughter. The hospital that we go to is about 2.5 hours away. And all of us, not just her, but we just had a blast. And we just laughed and laughed listening to the story. And it was engaging from everybody, from me and my husband to my 4-year-old, just really captivating, engaging, funny, the different things that they got into. It makes for a really great read aloud, especially for younger kiddos, because it does a good job at visually seeing all the things, even though you're listening to it. And If a mouse can do it, you're never too small for a big adventure. That's what my 6-year-old said. All right, y'all ready? Before I tell you our number one pick, I do want to say that this is a collaboration hosted by my friend Katie over at Life in the Mundane. She does this collaboration every year, and it serves as such a good way for me to pick out my read alouds for next year. So if you're looking for some good read alouds or some bad ones, but who knows, their bad ones might be your good ones, which has happened to us several times, definitely check out the playlist. I'll have it linked in the description. So our number one was The Vanderbeekers of 141st Street. This was good. My husband even got into this. We listened to this one while driving to Florida, and it was such a fun read for us. This is a story that revolves around the Vanderbeeker children who days before Christmas discovered that they must leave their home. And so they band together to change their landlord's mind with creative and heartwarming efforts. It's so good. It's a story of family, about community, and about the spirit of persistence, to say the least. And we were all cheering for the Vanderbeek. I even found myself cheering for them. And it really taught us about the power of teamwork and kindness, and just that not everything is what it seemed. I even shed a tear with this story. And honestly, my kiddos loved it so much that we ended up grabbing more of the Vanderbeekers, and they've read through all of them several times. So we've fallen in love with the Vanderbeekers because of this book. So definitely recommend it. It was a great addition to our family and our home, and I'm sure it will be a blessing to yours, and especially around Christmas time. I think it's a good Christmas read. Now, to be honest, I feel like this year as a whole was a read aloud fail for us. We usually read a lot more, and I'm excited to get back into our read alouds next year. If you'd like to see what I will be using to help us decide our read alouds for next year, check out these videos right here by these lovely women.